Well, I saw her like every red-blooded male would see her. I thought she was really pretty, and she was very statuesque, and when she put on a big old white gown, you know how she would look. She was a skinny little girl with a big engine, could really, and she was pretty, and probably said that 3 times, she's pretty.
We always knew Kevin Costner had a soft spot for Whitney Houston, but what if it wasn't just admiration? Word on the street is Bobby Brown's finally ready to spill the real tea about what went down between Whitney and Kevin behind the scenes.
Was he jealous of you?
He's not gonna like this, but yes.
Mm-hmm. And then did you try to overcompensate?
I tried to play down all the time.
And look, based on how Whitney acted around Kevin, would it really shock anyone if she found comfort in him? One man lifted her up like a queen. The other, straight up jealous, allegedly. Folks been saying Bobby wasn't just jealous of Whitney's fame, he couldn't stand the bond she had with Kevin Costner, and it showed. Just watch how uncomfortable he got whenever people brought up those steamy scenes from The Bodyguard. That wasn't just acting, it hit a nerve. Behind closed doors, Bobby's been talking more and more about what really went down. And trust, this ain't just old drama, it's a whole new mess. Everyone knows Bobby and Whitney's relationship was wild from the jump. Bobby even admitted he hit Whitney at one point, said he was trying to stay clean while still spiraling out. He claimed they both started spiraling together, locking themselves in a wing of their giant house, doing who knows what, while their daughter, Bobby Christina, was in the other room with the nanny.
You're obviously married to Whitney. You see the film Bodyguard and Kevin Costner during those intimate scenes. What's it like sitting back in a theatre and you see someone you're very close to involved in, you recognise that it's acting, but is there just a hint of jealousy or anything that goes through your body when you see those sorts of scenes?
No, I know who she comes home to every night. And there's no way she kissed him like she kissed me. If it was, there would be a little bit of jealousy, but it's not too much of intimate scenes with them in the movie, you know, it's like off and on, you know, right? A kiss here and a kiss there, but you know, that's a lot less than what we do.
That's not just chaos, that's heartbreaking. And yeah, Bobby always denied being the one who got Whitney hooked on the heavy stuff. But people still point fingers his way, saying their whole relationship was toxic from day one. Now let's talk about Kevin Costner, the one who actually looked out for Whitney and wanted her protected. Their story goes way back to 1992 when they lit up the screen together in The Bodyguard, the biggest romantic drama of the year. That movie didn't just break records, it sparked serious rumors because of how close they were. Here's the real kicker. Kevin didn't just want anyone for that role. He said he needed the most stunning, powerful woman on earth, and to him, that was only Whitney Houston. But casting her wasn't easy. Hollywood wasn't exactly jumping to give lead roles to black women, and on top of that, Whitney wasn't even a trained actress back then. Still, Kevin didn't care. To him, Whitney was it. She had the voice, the presence, the glow. He was dead set on making sure she got that part. "You weren't just good enough, you were great," Kevin once said. "You sang the whole damn song without a band. You made the picture what it was." He even admitted, "A lot of guys could have played my role, but you, Whitney, were the only one who could be Rachel Marin."
You weren't just good enough. You were great. You sang the whole damn song without a band. You made the picture what it was. A lot of leading men could have played my part. A lot of guys could have filled that role. But you, Whitney, I truly believe that you were the only one that could have played Rachel Marin at that time.
And guess what? Whitney felt that love too. She said Kevin personally reached out and made sure she knew just how much he wanted her in that role. Whitney once said that Kevin told her straight up if she didn't do The Bodyguard with him, there would be no movie at all. That's how serious he was about her. And not only that, Kevin was the one who pushed for Whitney to sing "I Will Always Love You." He even wanted her to start at a cappella, no instruments, just her voice, raw and real. He knew the emotions between them would hit way harder that way. And he was right. That chemistry, it was next level, just like Kevin had pictured it. And it felt so real that people started whispering something had to be going on off camera. Sources even claimed Kevin couldn't stop staring at Whitney like he was completely mesmerized. But here's the twist. Whitney was about to marry Bobby Brown, so whatever spark she had with Kevin, she shut it down once filming ended. Kevin was married too, but his relationship was already rocky. Still, folks say Kevin had deep love for Whitney, something way beyond friendship. And when Whitney passed, Kevin gave one of the most emotional tributes at her funeral. People couldn't believe how heartbroken he sounded, like a man mourning his soulmate, like a widower who lost the love of his life. Kevin later dropped a statement that shook everybody. He called Whitney his one true love. He said, "I let her down. I should have been there, and I wasn't. And now, for the rest of my life, I will have to live with that pain. I saved her then. I should have saved her now. She was my one true love." That's what Kevin Costner said, and he meant every word.
You also wrote her some letters. Who was it that asked you to write her the letters, and what?
A friend of her who realized sometimes the trouble that was happening. And look, we all have trouble. Somebody thought that whatever I might write her might have an effect on her. I don't know if it ever did or not. The myth is that you can reach into someone's life and change it.
To this day, he still has "I will always love you" as his ringtone. And when people clown him for it, he says it's a badge of honor. That's not just sweet, that's soul-deep love. Kevin really tried to be there for Whitney. He once told Anderson Cooper on CNN that he used to write her letters, heartfelt, personal ones, hoping she'd find the strength to fight her demons. He later reflected on those same letters during a sit-down with E.T., saying he wasn't sure if she ever read them, but he poured his heart out anyway, just praying she'd turn her life around. Now on the flip side, there was Bobby Brown, the man Whitney married on July 18th, 1992. But not everyone was cheering for that wedding. In fact, a lot of people were side-eyeing that union hard, both in public and behind the scenes. Whitney was seen as America's golden girl, clean image, powerhouse vocals, love ballads that melted hearts. Bobby, he was the wild one, known for his troublemaking ways, street ties, and being a young dad with 3 kids from 2 other women. Their worlds couldn't have been more different.
You're obviously married to Whitney. You see the film Bodyguard and Kevin Costner during those intimate scenes. What's it like sitting back in a theatre and you see someone you're very close to involved in, you recognise that it's acting, but is there just a hint of jealousy or anything that goes through your body when you see those sorts of scenes?
No, I know who she comes home to every night. And there's no way she kissed him like she kissed me. If it was, there would be a little bit of jealousy, but it's not too much of intimate scenes with them in the movie, you know, it's like off and on, you know, right? A kiss here and a kiss there, but you know, that's a lot less than what we do.
And then came Robin Crawford, Whitney's former assistant and close friend, who dropped a bombshell in her 2019 memoir, A Song for You, My Life with Whitney Houston. She said the drama between Whitney and Bobby started right after the wedding. According to Robin, when the couple came back, Whitney had a visible scar on her face, a cut running from the top of her cheek down to her jaw. Let's not forget, Whitney's drug use got worse once she married Bobby Brown. The two of them spiraled together. Bobby ended up getting arrested on drug-related charges, and Whitney went to rehab not once, but twice. And here's the shocker. Bobby claims that on their wedding day, he saw Whitney snort right before they said, "I do." And she allegedly even offered him some. From that moment on, that lifestyle became their norm. The first public sign of trouble came in 2001, when Whitney was caught with weed at the airport in Hawaii. After that, it was headline after headline. More charges, more whispers, and a long overdue spotlight on the secret battles Whitney had been hiding for years. And if that wasn't already bad enough, a domestic violence case blew things wide open. In 2003, Bobby got arrested for allegedly hitting Whitney. She showed up in court to support him, standing by her man. But he denied ever putting hands on her and wasn't convicted. Still, the damage to their image was already done. But the real chaos, that exploded when the world got an inside look through their reality show, Being Bobby Brown. It dropped on Bravo in 2005, showing raw, unfiltered moments from the couple's life. The footage was filmed the year before and followed Bobby's personal and professional life. But of course, Whitney played a major part in the drama. Now, Bobby thought the show would help clean up his public image, make people see the real him. But instead, it did the total opposite. The show didn't just expose their wild relationship, it put it on blast. One scene in particular left people speechless. Bobby Brown bragged about helping Whitney with something way too personal, talking on camera about cleaning feces from her body. It was shocking, graphic, and had viewers asking why it was even shown. That moment left an image no one asked for, and no one could forget. But the real tragedy? Everything that happened between Whitney and Bobby deeply affected their daughter, Bobby Christina. From a young age, she was thrown right into the middle of all that chaos, and the impact was undeniable. Let's be real, Chrissy never had a chance at a normal life. Whitney and Bobby exposed her to a toxic environment, and they both hold some weight for how things turned out. The damage started early. In 2011, when she was just 17, the National Enquirer put her on the cover allegedly using drugs and drinking heavily. That same year, she reportedly tried to hurt herself in a heartbreaking cry for help, all while Whitney was still alive. Her life was far from stable. Instead of growing up in peace, she was always on the road, dragged to shows, red carpets, and big events. And when they were home, it wasn't much better. There were days and even weeks where substances took over the house, and little Chrissy was right there in the mix. Bobby has denied a lot over the years and tried to shift the blame, but while he's been out here saying things that paint Whitney in a bad light, Kevin Costner has only ever lifted her up. He spoke about her with respect, love, and grace, making it clear that to him, Whitney was still that same angel he met on set. At the 2022 Screen Actors Guild Awards, Kevin Costner took a moment to honor the bond he once shared with Whitney, and it hit hard. He said that when a movie truly works, it creates moments you never forget. And for The Bodyguard, that moment was Whitney belting out, "I will always love you." Kevin said, "I don't think we'll ever forget when that little song came out. She just blew up." And he's right. She sang the intro a cappella, and after that, the music world changed forever. Then in September 2022, Kevin popped up on Instagram with another tribute. He announced that The Bodyguard was coming back to theaters for its 30th anniversary, and once again, he gave Whitney her flowers. He wrote, "I couldn't be more excited that we all get to re-experience this film and the magic that happened when Whitney stepped in front of the camera." He made it crystal clear. Her presence was unforgettable. He's spoken about Whitney with so much love and respect over the years. It's no wonder people still wonder if there was more between them. That kind of connection doesn't just fade away. So if anything did happen behind the scenes, fans aren't shocked. In fact, many believe Whitney probably found peace and comfort in Kevin, the kind Bobby just couldn't give her. But here's the twist. Allegedly, Bobby's still talking. After all these years, he's been throwing shade about Whitney and Kevin's bond. Why now? What's he really trying to prove? Now it's your turn. What do you think? Was there something real between Whitney and Kevin? Would Kevin have been a better partner? And do you believe Bobby holds some responsibility in how Whitney's story ended? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that bell so you never miss a drop. Catch you in the next one.